everybody, and welcome to the Commerce World's Strongest Man in Malaysia. Specifically today, I'm in the rather lovely botanical gardens in Putrajaya. In many ways, strongmen are like gardeners, of course, because every day they have to dig deep and there's no room for weeds. Anyway, the first three heats of this year's competition have so far seen all the big seeds go through, from Big Z to Brian Shaw to, of course, the mighty Thor. What we haven't seen so far is a Brit qualifying for the final 10, but that might just change today, because Heat 4 contains the evergreen Mark Felix.
Mark Felix, Great Britain.
Alexander Lysenko, Russia.
Gerard van Staden, South Africa.
Krzysztof Radzikowski, Poland.
Denis Zageris, Latvia.
Jerry Pritchett, United States.
Well, for the last 10 years, this man here, Terry Hollands, has been an extremely successful part of this competition. He joins now our Channel 5 coverage. Terry, Mark Felix, can you imagine still being a strongman at the age of 49?
Yeah, I mean, simply no. I mean, 49 years old, he's amazing. To keep coming back, still getting stronger every year, it's just incredible.
He's got a decent group with which to try and qualify from this time around. What would it mean to Mark to make it to the final 10?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's why Mark's been coming back every year for the last few years to try and get in that top 10. I mean, it'd mean everything to him, I'm sure, to get through.
7 years since he's made it through to the final. Is he going to do it this time? Let's go over now to Charlie Webster, who's at our first event.
Cheers, guys. We kick things off in traditional style with the loading race, where in this heat, the athletes will be picking up these 111-kilogram barrels, which is the equivalent, roughly, of your average rugby union international. And then they have to carry it down a 12-metre track. Over the decades, the loading race has thrown out its fair share of classic moments.
Unbelievable effort being expended by both gentlemen. Salesiak hits the ground.
Kazmar feeling the pain.
And that's the fastest time of all.
The days of Jeff Capes there. So the first event in this Heat 4 of World's Strongest Man, the loading race. 60 seconds to carry a sack, which is roughly 20 stones in weight, then 2 barrels, about 17.5 stones each, and place them on a platform. First up, Van Staden. He actually owns a wildlife sanctuary back home in South Africa.
From Russia, Alexander
Lysenko. Fitness instructor, yes, but also a contract lawyer.
From Latvia, Denis Zageris.
Denis Zageris, sounds like something out of Game of Thrones, looks like one as well. He was a goalkeeper in amateur football for 6 years. Imagine his goal kicks would have landed in Belgium. So here we go, Colin.
Yeah, first up this sack, Zageris closest to camera here. Former semi-pro goalkeeper, as you said. He's very athletic. He can still do all kinds of gymnastic movements as well, and you can see how fit and fast he is. He's the shortest of all three. How's he going to handle this big, slippy barrel? Pretty well so far, actually.
Very well, yeah. Lysenko trailing slightly now. It's his debut in this competition. But look at that. Zageris, no problem.
Yeah, these plastic barrels, I mean, it's not so much the weight, 250 pounds. Yes, it is heavy. It's like a big, heavy, super heavyweight boxer, but it's actually the slippiness. You see, it's just plastic, and with sweat and the heat, the conditions here very hot as Zageris finishes.
Finished 41.69. Van Staden going back for the final barrel, but Lysenko on his debut manages 48.95.
Very good from Lysenko. Well, just over 5 seconds left here for Van Staden. I don't think he's going to do it.
No rolling allowed. Well, that's it. He's got to give up. Van Staden didn't make it, but Zageris and Lysenko did. So Zageris pulls ahead 41.69 with 3 objects. Lysenko 7 seconds behind that.
Well, it was all about fitness, really, and indeed the ability to grip this. Zageris, he figured out his technique early on. perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Great Britain, Mark Felix.
So the Brit, Mark Felix, 49 years old, the oldest man in this competition.
Pritchett.
From America, Pritchett. He actually trains using ballroom dancing. Not just that. Radzikovski. He's a pro strongman and also a teacher, very much one of the rising stars of this competition. So they've got to beat 41.69 from Zagaris.
It's wonderful to see Mark Felix still here, 49 years old on the far side, the man from Blackburn, but Krzysztof Radzikovski. He's been out for a season with a damaged tricep, but he's back, the former Poland's strongest man, and just so muscular. Look at Pritchett, though. He's the biggest of all of them, and he's manhandling these barrels well.
This is one of two. Now, Pritchett hasn't loaded that barrel properly. They must be upright. He's going to be called back.
Oh, goodness.
There he is. He has to go back and load that properly before he can move on. This is one of two loading events in the competition. The other, of course, is the Atlas Stones. Right at the end, it's the final event where double points are available. Check it out. Felix, the 49-year-old, with his final barrel.
He hasn't quite beaten the 41.69 time from the previous group, but great finish. Oh, Radzikovski can't get it up.
That's just a rumor, Colin, but look. He's gonna load it properly now. Pritchett, or is he? No, he's not. He did not do that in time, and he can't be happy with that.
Massive mistake for Pritchett, but more points for Mark Felix, second place.
Second place, absolutely, for the big Brit, but lots of mistakes there. Radzikovski looking happy, not sure why.
Yeah, he's the favourite for this heat, fourth place. Maybe he doesn't realise that now. He just missed getting that last barrel up, and, well, Pritchett, he was in the lead there. He only does two objects in the end, down in fifth.
No one could better Zagaris' time of 41.69, but a good start for Felix, 0.7 of a second faster than third-place Lysenko. And coming up, there's more good news for the Brit, an event that he's been king of for years, the deadlift. Cars and bars next on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back to the Commerce World's Strongest Man in Malaysia. Next up, we're off to the marina in Putrajaya for the deadlift. Over to Colin Bryson first, Danny Wallace.
Thank you very much, James. Yes, the next event, it is the deadlift. Looks good, doesn't it? All they have to do is lift those cars as many times as they can in 60 seconds. It's all about reps, this one, and I can tell you that this is the heaviest weight they've ever had in this competition.
Please welcome from South
About the weight of a car.
Van Staden.
So here's Van Staden placing 6th after one event.
Alexander Leshenko.
The big Russian Lyshenko placed 3rd. So, Colin, where is this going to hurt the most?
Well, you can see that they've got straps around their wrist. That goes onto the bar, helps them hold on to it, so it won't hurt their grip too much, which is the weakest link normally. So it's all about lower back. Who's got the strongest? And well, Lysenko, he's still faffing around here, hasn't given it a pull.
Van Staden's lost his cap again. Eventually, he's just got to give that cap up, I think, hasn't he?
Yes, indeed. It's incredibly hot here. Very easy to burn different parts of the body.
Lyshenko is struggling. No reps at the moment to Van Staden's 3. Lyshenko is he's a fitness instructor.
We're at 30 seconds, Danny, and already Van Staden has stopped, and it's hard to recover and do another rep. Your absolute maximum pulling this kind of weight. He's going to give it a go, though.
Another go, but no, I'm afraid not. It's enough for Van Staden. 3 reps, 15 seconds to go. Nothing for Lyshenko. Nothing at all. The cap's back on, though, so happy days.
Gerhard Van Staden with 3 repetitions.
Good effort. He'll be pleased with that. This is very heavy. Lysenko, big disappointment for the Russian there. Leading the way, it's Van Staden, the former junior shot putting champion from South Africa. Very explosive. Good effort.
Please welcome from Latvia, Dana Zagiris.
So here's Zagiris. Great performance in the first event.
Representing Poland,
up against
Radzikovski.
Radzikovski, placed 4th. Now, both guys have to do very well in this event. They've got to put the reps in, get as many as they can. And they're off.
Well, Radzikovski first up there. A little hint of things to come, perhaps. He's very explosive. Puts in 3 to equal Van Staden.
This is a great start from both of them. Very powerful, very quick. Radzikovski already on 4, so he is ahead.
They both have personal bests over 400 kilograms, similar to Mark Felix. Felix, though, he is the king of reps. I'm not sure 5 will be enough to put pressure on Felix.
Zagaris gets it, 5. Radzikovski now trying to beat this, 6. This is a real head-to-head battle, isn't it?
Yeah, he just ground that one out, and he's got one eye now on his opponent here. If Zagaris gets this up, he'll give it another go, and I think he's going to have to.
He's going to do it, he's going to do it. And he has done it with 5 seconds to go. But look, Radzikovski taking the challenge, manages 7, and he's out.
Wow, body in full shake at the end there. Just managed to lock it out, Radzikovski.
That's what I would have said if I'd been him.
Polish power, call me back.
Polish power, call me back. Zagaris, no catchphrases for him, but 6 reps. What a head-to-head that was.
That really was a great battle there. Zagaris probably thought he'd done enough to equal Radzikovski, but look at that. The pole sliding it up his legs. Just got it in.
So 8 needed now to win. If there's one guy who could probably do it, it's this guy. Britain's Mark Felix. Didn't start all this till he's in his 30s. He's 49 now. Here's Pritchett from the America, placed 5th. So once more, 8 needed to win.
Ready, lift!
In some ways, I think that's one of the keys to Felix's success, actually. There's only so many times you can go to the bank, and the fact that he started so late, he's still in great condition. 49. Now, he's definitely quicker than what Radzikovski was to 4 there. Radzikovski was about the 30-second mark, and 5 in under 20 seconds from Felix. 6, goodness.
Look at this. This is very much his event. He's kind of known as the deadlift king, isn't he?
He's got such long arms. His biomechanics are all correct for this. And let's not take away from the fact that that lower back is a piece of iron as well.
And he's done it. 8 reps. Felix has beaten Radzikovski.
Well, 20 seconds to go. Jerry Pritchett on the other side, he's done 6. That equals Zagaris. One more pull, and he'll equal Radzikovski. No, I don't think it's in him.
No, he's conceded, but Felix has done extraordinarily well there. Didn't even seem to really break a sweat.
With 8 repetitions from Great Britain, Mark Felix!
He deserves that. The former cruise ship cocktail barman. And Pritchett taking that, did very well as well. Ties for 3rd place.
Mark Felix, just a legend, he really is. He's won so many deadlift competitions. Yet another one.
Mark, expectation on you a little bit. Everybody was talking you up. Would you say that's your event?
Oh yeah, that's one of my good events, you know, deadlift 4 reps. You know, I was looking forward to it. You know, but I must admit it's heavy. It's a bit heavy today.
It's just a little bit heavy, that car.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Well done, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
The king retains his deadlift crown on a very popular sight that was here in Malaysia. Felix at 49, leaving the younger men in his wake, powering out 8 reps, 1 more than Radzikovski. Maximum points for Felix, and after 2 events, Pritchett, Lysenko and Van Staden already risk getting left behind. At the top, it's Mark who takes the lead in Heat 4, on course for qualification again after all these years.
I'm 49 years old, but I don't know what 49 years feels like. I started when I was 37 years old, and I was feeling great then. And, you know, I've never dipped. Still feel strong, still feel healthy. But when I compete for me, my family, my fans. You just want to do good. You don't want to let the people that love you down. So this I'm going to give 100%. When I just started, as soon as someone talked about strongman, I used to get so nervous. Sometimes I was struggling to eat. I was that nervous. You know, one time I even almost quit strongman because of the nerves and stuff. And now I could just control my nerves, you know, enjoy the show. You just get stuck in. Sometimes I just try to switch off from strongman, just think about something else. Go walk the dog and just chill, listen to music. It's good to switch off sometimes. Sometimes you're in a tent and you don't want to think about the event because you don't want to waste too much energy on it, so you just need to relax, you know. Deadlift is one of my favorite events, one of my best events, especially for reps. My first show, I've never do 250K. And when I go to the show, I managed 13 reps. It was amazing, and then you just start from there. I haven't been beaten in reps for a long time. Last time I qualified for the Worlds was in 2007. And this year, I'm very determined. I've been training well, everything been going pretty good, eating, sleeping, so I'm looking forward to it. I'll be 50 next year, so if I qualify this year for the final, you know, as long as, you know, I keep listening to my body and training right, I might come back. Let's see what's happening.
Wow, Terry Hollands. Mark Felix is such a legend for fans of strongman. What's his standing like among the other strongmen?
Yeah, I mean, much as the same with the fans. We've all got so much respect for Mark. He's 49 years old. He's still getting stronger every year. He's an incredible athlete, and he just keeps coming back and getting better and better.
He's off to a brilliant start this year, really in with a chance to make it to the final. But this next event, I know he's not looking forward to it. I don't think anyone is. These circus barbells you can see here, kind of thing you would have seen maybe in a vaudeville strongman act 70, 80 years ago. It was brought back in for the Commerce World's Strongest Man finals in Sanya, China 2 years ago, where you were competing, Terry, and it was a real nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly tough event. The bars are really flexible. It's going to make the clean much harder than it normally would be. Obviously, it looks almost a lot like a clean and press in a gym, but instead of the weights on the end, we've got these big globes. But it's going to make it so much tougher in the fact that the bar is so flexible. Every time they clean it, they're going to have to wait for a good few seconds to settle down. And it's going to make the press also harder because of the flexible bar.
Right, there's a lot of wobble, basically.
Yeah.
And this comes straight after they've done a deadlift, which normally you would take, what, a couple of days to recover from?
Yeah, I mean, in training, you'd normally never deadlift more than once in a week, so you'd take a full week to recover. The fact they've just done that, then they've got to move on to this. It's going to make the clean so much harder.
Not easy then, but then they are the strongest men in the world. All right, back to the action.
So the circus barbell, the next event, and as James says, all that's really missing from this one is a stripy top and some curly moustaches. 60 seconds to raise. It's incredibly heavy, very wobbly set of weights. So the Russian, Lazenko, had a go at this, the contract lawyer who looks like a contract killer. He managed 2 reps, so he is the co-leader because Pritchett from America also managed 2 reps.
Please welcome from South Africa, Gerhard van Staden.
So van Staden steps up, bottom of the pile so
Mark
far,
Felix.
to take on Britain's Mark Felix, very popular character. Got a good head on those massive shoulders too, one of the nicest guys in the competition.
Take your grip. Remember, you're with me, Mark. How did you with him? Ready, lift.
And they're off.
Well, when Terry was talking about the clean, that's getting it to your shoulders. Now the jerk or push to overhead. You've got to lock the elbows. And Felix, I tell you what, he doesn't have a great lockout.
Slightly unsteady on his feet, isn't he, there? But, I mean, these are very wobbly, aren't they?
Yeah, it's much softer metal than you would normally use in a gym, so it bends more, looks more impressive, but it's very awkward for these guys.
In fact, it looks like van Staden may have hurt himself there. Felix, one more to equal.
Ooh, yes, he gets the lockout.
Gets that. Van Staden really struggling here. But pushing through, no, that's it. It's his back, I think.
This should be a good event for van Staden. So obviously the wobble has caused him just to tweak something in his back. Felix to go into the lead.
Needs to lock out. He manages it. 3 reps with 5 seconds to go. I think that's probably it for him. So does he.
I don't think he's ever led an overhead event before, ever. I mean, he's worked so hard at his pressing. It's always been his weakness. This man should really have walked away the leader.
It's the cap. It's an unlucky cap. But Felix, very happy.
Well, yeah, van Staden there, he's trying to press it all with his arms. He's so prodigiously strong in the upper body. Felix got his legs into good use. Locked out 3.
Please welcome from Poland, Krzysztof Radzikowski.
So currently in 3rd place after those 2 events, Radzikowski.
And
And the Latvian, Zagiris, placed 2nd so they'll have been watching what's going on. 3 to beat from Britain's Mark Felix. And a fast start from Radzikowski. 1.
Anything he gets to his shoulders, he'll press overhead, Radzikowski. He's got wild overhead power.
Zagaris equaling with 1. He was using his belly there as Radzikowski moves to 2 reps.
Yeah, it's called a continental clean when you use your stomach as a shelf to help bobble it up to your shoulders.
Radzikowski now managing 3 reps. Can he get a 4th to beat Felix in this event? Zagaris pushing forward. Here we go. He's managed it. 4 reps, Colin.
Just remarkable how strong he is overhead. Most people would find that the harder part. Radzikowski will find that get to the shoulders bit much, much harder. Ooh, that was nearly a rep from Zagaris.
Did not lock out, did he? Just at the last second.
Yeah, if he did lock out, his feet were moving backwards.
And I think that's all we're going to get from these two. Apart from a few coughs. Not sounding well. They seem to have suffered during that one, Colin.
You know, it's almost 100% humidity, 35 degrees Celsius. Tough conditions for these guys. He's carrying 150 kilos of muscle.
But he does win that event with 4 reps.
Smiles for Radzikowski in what could be a massive win for his qualifying hopes. And it proved a good event for Felix too, his total of 3 reps beating Pritchett, Lysenko and especially Zagaris. That means, with Radzikowski moving into 2nd place and Zagaris slipping back to 3rd, that Mark's lead has actually increased. Felix now 2 points clear on top. 3 events still to go. And the next of them could throw up all sorts of interesting changes, as Mark and the boys confront a real test of their mettle in the kettlebell throw. Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a quick recap on events so far in Heat 4. It all began, of course, with the loading race. Danis Zagaris taking the win, but Mark Felix in 2nd place, getting his campaign off to a terrific start. And things got even better for the Brit in event 2, as he continued his incredible unbeaten run in World's Strongest Man deadlifts, his 8 lifts of the car, taking him into 1st place in the group. A solid 2nd place followed in the circus barbell, but with Rustov Radzikowski taking maximum points in this event, the pole is now just 2 points behind Mark at the halfway stage. And with Zagaris not far behind in 3rd, trouble could yet be brewing for Felix as we head into event 4, the kettlebell throw. Here to explain what that means are Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Yes, thank you, James. The kettlebell throw, a new event here at World's Strongest Man. They have 60 seconds to throw as many kettlebells as they can over a bar, which is 4.7 meters in height. The bells are heavy, they range in weight. The largest one is like throwing a fridge over a double-decker bus, something we can all relate to. Lysenko had a go at that, did very well, 3 bells. Followed by America's Pritchett, also 3 bells in less than half Lysenko's time. And Van Staden, who has been trailing, not doing well, managed 5 kettlebells just under 30 seconds.
Please welcome from Latvia, Danis Zagaris.
So currently in 3rd place after slipping out the top 2. Zagaris wants to put the pressure on now. He's a smaller guy. Could be a tougher event for him. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, height's a huge advantage, but he's so explosive, Zagaris. Remember, he was a goalkeeper, semi-professional, former gymnast as a kid. But he uses his whole body to explode up there. That's 3 done.
He's doing incredibly well, incredibly quickly. 4th, just makes it over.
35 seconds to go.
This will take him ahead of Van Staden.
Wow, now the time stops when the kettlebell hits the ground. It'll be interesting to see what happens there, Colin.
Yeah, it hit off the bar on the way up, just slowed it down a little bit, and ooh, came up a good 6-8 inches short there. I think he's fatigued.
Can he get the 6th? He is tiring out. He may be giving up now. Just 15 seconds to go. No, that's it for him. So the current leader with 5 bells in 27.17. Zagaris pulls ahead.
He just does it. If that kettlebell had been even a whisker slower, he would be in 2nd place. And right now, this heat is so close.
Please welcome from Poland, Krzysztof Radzikowski.
It is close. No one knows that more than this guy, Radzikowski. He's in 2nd place overall. Going to be keen to make a quick impact.
Well, taking his time over that first one.
That's a strong throw, though, Colin.
Yeah, but this is the lightest kettlebell. In fact, all three, the first three, are the same weight. He should really just be popping these over quickly.
He's managing the first three, at least, with just one swing. Oh.
Again, please.
He's just taking a lot of time over setting himself up, and that would have really knocked his confidence here. He's certainly not going to beat Zagaris and Van Staden.
30 seconds
Starting to struggle, it seems. He'll want to get ahead now. Takes the fifth. No, hasn't managed that either. 20 seconds to go now.
You can see he's just a little bit nervous here. It's one of these events. It's brand new this year, these kettlebells. The guys haven't trained it much.
I think that's it for Rajakovski.
No, 5 seconds to go. Finished. Okay.
He's another one, a little bit like Felix. He does suffer from nerves, and I think he just choked a little bit there.
4 bells in just under 30 seconds.
And if you look at his technique, he's obviously thought about it. He is a PE teacher, trying to get a long swing, as much time as possible to pull on the weight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So we move on.
welcome from Great Britain
To Britain's Mark Felix. From Lancashire, leading after 3 events. An incredibly strong start to this competition. The leader of the group going into this event.
Well, you'd imagine, oh my goodness, what's he doing with one hand?
One-handed.
2 hands, Mark. 2 hands, buddy. Come on.
Let's see what he does with the swing. Yes, he's managed that.
That was a moment of madness from Felix there. I'm not sure what he was thinking.
No.
Not quite got the technique for this one, it seems.
I think he's just panicking. In fact, he's snatching at that now. He's not even doing a relaxed, long pull. He's getting really nervous here. This could be bad news for Felix.
Nervous and a little angry. He manages that one, moving quickly on to the third one. Just over 20 seconds to go. Manages another one just, Colin, but not a strong performance.
No, I mean, he needed to get up to 4 or 5, and he could have easily done that. His tactics were terrible there, coming out and trying to do it with one hand on the first one.
So he's managed 3, and the pressure must be on now, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, he should have at least done 4 there. That was obvious, and 2 other men did 3, so he's lost points there for sure.
How damaging will that event prove for Mark's hopes? He's last, and his 2 main rivals both place well, particularly Zagaris, who takes maximum points. Here he is with Charlie.
Dana's, great things come in small packages. Right, we were talking about your height then. You won that event by 0.5 of a second, which is literally that quick.
This is my first time, but in the cactus I was very good. But there is some other technique, but I am maybe not the biggest guy, but the fastest.
And your group is so close. You're leading now by 0.5. It's so tight.
Yeah, it's very tight, but I'm so happy, so I win this event, and it's very important 6 points for me, because in our group it's very big stress at the moment, because it's one mistake and you can lose a lot of points, and 1-2 points is very important now at the moment.
Well done, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
He's not wrong, just 1.5 points separating now the top 3. Zagaris in first, just ahead of Rajakovski, with Felix for the first time out of the qualifying places. Can he bounce back? Here's Charlie and Terry.
Our penultimate event in Heat 4 is the Basque Circle, where our athletes have to carry this steel pole around in a circle for as long as they can. It weighs just under 300 kilograms, which is your average weight of a grizzly bear, but we couldn't find any in Malaysia that were willing to sit in, so we decided to go with pineapples, didn't we, Terry?
Yeah, it's definitely the safer option.
Terry, how do you think Mark Felix, the Brit, will fare? Because we saw him falter in the last one with the kettlebells.
I mean, generally, Mark's condition and his fitness is really good. He's also got really strong hamstrings, strong lower back, which is going to be great for this event.
I'm looking forward to this one. It's supposed to be an entertaining one, isn't it?
It should be good.
Thanks very much, Terry. Let's see who will get maximum points.
So the Basque Circle. It's all about grit, this one. Willpower and, of course, strength. You have to pick up that weight and not give up. Walk as far as possible. So Mark Felix from Britain, he's dropped from first place to third. The pressure's on now. It's only the top 2 that are going to qualify for the final. He needs to win his place back. Already in this event, Lysenko managed 38.7 metres And Van Staden, who struggled at the beginning, managed just about 20. So here he goes. Mark Felix needs to do very well here.
Well, the pickup's so important. He's got to take his time, get it just right.
Out of the safe zone.
If it's sitting on your diaphragm, you can't breathe, and well, you can pass out very quickly. He looks really good here, though, Felix. He's shifting away. 24 meters for one revolution, hunting down that distance of the Russian Lysenko.
Doing very well here, very strong and very quick. Remember, Lysenko got 38.7 meters, and he's beaten that. And we have 2 revolutions here, starting to struggle. And I think that's it. 46.7 meters, an outstanding performance from the Brit, Colin.
Just shy of 2 revolutions, but easily the best we've seen so far. And, well, we saw another heat of men doing this. They got nowhere near that. That could be the winner. What a performance. You know, I think one of the keys here, Danny, is he just picked it up and went off so quickly. Before fatigue kicked in, he'd already done a revolution.
I do that with the shopping sometimes. Just keep moving. Radziakowski from Poland, placing second after 4 events. Another big man. He needs to start quickly. If you've seen Felix, I think he's picked up a tip, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Felix has incredibly strong arms, though. Radziakowski, yeah, he's shifting away here. He's got it a lot higher, though. It's almost onto his chest, and he's not breathing much.
Does not look happy with this. Just trying to get it over with. Will he make 1 revolution?
Trying to suck in some oxygen there, keep it going. Well, it was around 36. Lysenko's going to get past that.
He's past that, yes, 38.8 meters. So beats Lysenko, but nowhere near Mark Felix.
Yeah, to beat Felix's distance will be extraordinary. Yeah. In second place, he's gone ahead of the Russian. He'll be pleased with that. One of these events where you're almost dodging a bullet, because if you pick it up wrong, you could just collapse after a couple of meters and get a terrible score.
So the American Jerry Pritchett up next, looking very focused. He should be okay, though. He is no stranger to shifting metal.
I'm a metal fabricator by trade. The strength you build just doing that day in and day out with your hands moving steel around your back. You look at guys that are iron workers and metal fabs, are just strong guys anyways, even guys that don't train in the gym daily. I'm 34 now. I believe I can keep pushing to my late 30s, hopefully early 40s. I believe getting better each year. Training's getting better, getting bigger, stronger. Making the final for the first time last year was a big learning curve to learn how to push hard through the heats, but still have enough to push hard in the final.
So Pritchett knows he needs to be quick on his feet. I mentioned it earlier, but as part of his training, he does use ballroom dancing. He also enjoys Zumba and yoga. I'm amazed he can bend. Looks solid. So will it be a quick start for him?
Well, as we saw, Radziakowski, he lifted it a little high. Felix had it lower down towards his hips. He looks comfortable.
Moving very quickly, isn't he?
Looks solid. Really good, Pritchett. Felix could be in trouble here.
This is 1 revolution already. Shows no signs really of slowing.
Very steady. You can see he's trying to pull the air in now, keep things going. He's gone past Lysenko and Radziakowski.
46.7 meters is to beat, but no, I didn't see that coming. 43.9 meters. I thought he was good to go.
Big surprise. Might have just slipped out of his hands there.
Second place, Jerry Pritchett for the Basque Circle.
Let's have a look at that again. See what happened. All solid there. He had plenty of chalk in his arms. I think he just stumbled a little bit. His legs started to fill with lactic acid. Just buckled.
Denis Zagiris.
So Zagiris, Latvian, leading after 4 events, this guy.
In your own time.
In his own time.
Well, he's just a solid lump of muscle, Zagiris. I think he'll do quite well at this, though. He looks a little shaky at the start. Often the guys with big bellies struggle with this event because they can't breathe, but he's pretty trim for a strongman.
Coming up to 1 revolution. Remember, it's 24 meters full revolution, which just makes Mark Felix's effort all the more impressive. 34 meters he's up to now. Is he nipping at Felix's heels?
Well, he's just eclipsed Radzikovski. Now Pritchard.
I think it's all over, yes, I'm afraid it is. 44.6 metres. A brilliant effort, it has to be said. But not enough to beat Mark Felix. Second place in the Basque Circle, meaning the Brit has bounced back.
Well, Zagaris, he looked awkward the whole way, but he's tough. He squeezed out a second place there behind Mark Felix, and that's a huge result for him with one event to go.
Mark, you must be feeling so confident. The last time you qualified for the final was back in 2007, and now you're within touching distance. Not that I want to remind you, at the amazing age of 49, you must feel amazing.
Yeah, I feel amazing. You know, I've been training right. Everything was going good coming up to the World, so I'm here this time, and you know, I think I'm doing great.
After that, you seemed so focused because we saw how disappointed you were after the kettlebells.
Yeah, I was disappointed with the kettlebell because in the yard when I was training, it was so easy, and then I come here and I just fluff it.
Atlas Stone's next, and you're the king.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to the Atlas Stone. It's one of my favourite events.
Yeah, I can't wait either. Thank you. Well done.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, what a comeback in prospect for Felix. Last place in the kettlebell, first place in this. Zaga is proving tough to shake, though, taking second place, and maybe signs of a late comeback from Pritchard in third. With just one event to go, Zagaris is in first place, but his lead is just half a point from Felix, who's back in the qualifying places. 2 points further back is Radzikovski, with still an outside chance for Jerry Pritchard after that Basque Circle performance. Remember, it's double points up for grabs on the Atlas Stones. 4 guys in the mix, 2 places for the final on offer. This will be momentous. Welcome back, everybody. Right, time for the climax then of Heat 4. Terry, it's so tight at the top here. Mark Felix only half a point off first place, but he's got Radzikovski in third and Jerry Pritchard in fourth, and with double points now for the Atlas Stones, any of those guys could go through. What's the most important thing for Mark when the whistle blows?
I mean, Mark's definitely not going to be looking to make any mistakes, so taking an extra half a second on the stones each time can end up winning you the event. It's hurry but don't rush.
Right, because you make sure you get a proper grip and you don't drop it.
Yep, any drop of the stone can cost you at least 1 or 2 places, so Mark's going to be looking to not make any mistakes.
All right, it's going to be tight, it's going to be tense. Let's get on to the Atlas Stones. And here with all the drama, Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Yes, the Atlas Stones, a marquee event for the world's strongest man. Double points right here, right now, on offer, could change everything. 60 seconds to lift those stones onto that platform. Now, there are 4 athletes who could get through. Only 2 spots on offer in the final. Van Staden gave it a go. He managed 3 in 15.74 seconds. And Lizenko managed 4 stones in 35.13. Very good times that could affect how the other placings pan out, Colin.
Yeah, we have a 12-point swing here, so Pritchard down in fourth still has a decent shot at making the final. This double points really does add a lot of jeopardy.
And Radzikovski there, placing third after 5 events. He's going to really want to prove himself as well. So let's have a look at the leaderboards. Take us through this, Colin.
Well, Zagaris is half a point ahead of Felix, 2-point gap to Radzikovski. Pritchard, he stands a small chance. He's a full 8 points away from Zagaris, the leader. In other words, he'd have to finish first and Zagaris 5th for him to eclipse the Latvian.
Let's not forget the double points in this event, and they're both off very quickly. Pritchard moving fast, already on his 3rd stone.
In particular, yes, 15 seconds to beat. He's gone ahead of Van Staden's 3 there. If he pops this one up, he'll be ahead of Lizenko's time and in the lead.
This is a very exciting performance from Pritchard. He's pulled this one out of the bag. Radzikovski dropping that stone. Pritchard taking his time. He's going to really want to make this one count. It's all about being fast, but being careful.
That was very costly for the Polies. Remember, he's down in 3rd.
Can he do it? It looks unlikely. He's got just over 20 seconds if he's going to give it a go.
Well, if you haven't seen the stones before this year in another heat, this is the heaviest set of stones ever. That's 210 kilos, that. 3 stones at 15.75. So he's managed to go ahead of Van Staden. He's not happy with something.
But Pritchard managed 4 stones in just 19.92 seconds. Very good performance.
That was a massive performance from the American. He'll be thrilled with that. Popped the stone up. I mean, the pressure is now totally on the next 2 men. Did what he could.
And it seems like he'll be looking on from the medical tent.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Latvia, Danas Zagiris. Representing Great
And of
Britain.
course, Britain's Mark Felix. Now, these are the top two guys in the standings right now. But Pritchett and Radzikovsky, I mean, they set really good times. The pressure will be on.
Yes, indeed. Everyone's done good times so far. Now, Felix, he's the taller of the two, slightly better stone lifter normally, as long as he doesn't make a mistake. He can be a bit prone to gaffes.
Now look at this. His third stone in just 14 or so seconds. Will that be enough, I wonder, for Mark Felix to qualify?
Who gets this fourth one up? It'll almost guarantee it. Come on, Mark.
Struggling now. No, I don't think so, but look at this. Zagiris.
Well, it's not about the effort, it's about the stones that get up. He's got another 25 seconds, Felix. He may well have done enough. I don't think Zagiris can do this fourth one. Pritchett, of course, he did all four and very fast. This is really going to confuse the times and the points.
Just over 10 seconds to go. I think that's it. That is it. Both men conceding. So Zagiris, 6th place there with the Atlas stones. Only 3 of them in 15.9. That's an upset. And Mark Felix, 3rd place. Seems happy with that. Just under 15 seconds.
Well, so he should be. He's qualified for the World's Strongest Man final at 49 years old. So too, Jerry Pritchett.
Jerry through to the final in 2nd spot. It was like so close. Is it a surprise for you?
Yeah, I mean, the double points definitely helped us out. I knew one good stone run, depending on what everybody else did, would maybe do it. And luckily it paid off.
It's been kind of up and down for you during the heats. What are you going to do now to prepare for the final?
Yeah, it's a really bad start in the heats. I think just the travel and getting adjusted just took me a lot longer. I'm finally feeling good now. Actually put on a couple pounds and feeling better now. So I think keep feeling better. The final should be good.
So the best is yet to come from Jerry Pritchett. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best may be to come, but that was pretty good. Jerry Pritchett, who was 4th coming into the Atlas Stones, taking the event win. Crucially, a disaster for his rival Zagiris, way down in 6th. And that means that the man from Texas stages a spectacular recovery to take 2nd spot. Misery for Zagiris, who topped the group 3 times during this heat. Joy for Felix, who's through to the final for the first time since 2007.
Hearty congratulations to Mark Felix. Now, there's only 2 qualifying places yet to be secured in this year's competition, and our final heat features another big British hope. It's Eddie Hall, reigning Britain's strongest man, 6th place finisher at last year's Worlds, and a rising force in this sport. How will he fare in Malaysia? We'll see you next time.
And that brute force picks up where we've left off as World's Strongest Man 2015 continues tonight at 6:55 on Channel 5. Next today, movie time in Carry On Teacher.